What's going on, you guys? Got some great news. We finally got some parts coming in. Alright, you guys, before we start this video off, I just want to say thank you for, watching all of my videos. A couple of you guys have gone over and picked up some merch, so thanks a lot. And if you haven't, head on over to ShaneWhaleyRacing.com, scroll up to the corner, click down, select the catalog button, and you can check out all the cool merch we have available up there. Some Shane Whaley Racing brand tees, some Dirt Drop stuff, the Reckless over Reckless, and we have our new DK shirt out that we just released, so check some of that stuff out, pick it up if you're interested, help support the channel, help support the build. I am excited that we finally got some parts in because we can start marking more stuff off that checklist. So in our first box, we got something we definitely needed to get, a starter. So picked up a new starter for the car, that way we can get this installed, get all of our power lines finished up and routed. So we need to get the alternator power and the starter power routed, but I couldn't run to the alternator until I had the starter first. Runs from the power distribution to the starter, off the starter to the alternator, so... Oh, fuck me! It came with starter bolts. So in this bag, wonder what's in here. Oh, starter bolts. Definitely did not say on the description that it came with starter bolts, but guess now I have extras. And then I have a feeling I know what this is. I'm gonna cut myself. Our new timing gear and oil pump drive. So I remember I showed you guys before how I had the other one on the old crank, but I didn't want to use it, so we got a new one. And since this is in my garage, I'm gonna spray this down with some oil so it doesn't rust like everything else in here. I'm gonna wash my hands. And here we have another box in a box. Terminals. So I needed to get some more terminals in order to hook up the power cables, so that is something we are definitely going to get checked off this list here soon, is the electrical system. So after I run those two power wires, hook up the water pump for the intercooler system, because I got a connector for that, only thing left is going to be the control module for the steering. Well, this is already opened. And what do we have in this box? This is the expensive box. We have our ARP crank bolt. Needed to get one of those, so we have that. We have our ARP main stud kit. On top of ordering head studs and main studs, I also ordered my connecting rods. So, connecting rods should be here this week, which means we need to get this engine out of here, take it to the machine shop. So that's definitely something we're going to do this weekend. Before I do that though, I want to get the starter installed and run the power lines, get the car up in the air, measure for drive shaft as well. Okay, so game plan for this weekend of what I think we're going to try and get done. First of all, got to pull this intercooler pipe out of here. That way I can get down there and, well, I guess I really don't need to pull it out. Right now it's just kind of hanging out, not taking up space, so maybe I'll just leave it in there, but I do need to install the starter, run the power cable from the bulkhead to the starter, power cable from the starter to the alternator, get all that routing done. Once all that routing is done, we're ready to pull this engine back out of here. But, no, we're not ready to pull this engine back out of here, I take that back. I gotta get the car up in the air, measure out the drive shaft like I said before. Then, we can pull the engine out of here. So I also need to get this car up in the air to not only measure the drive shaft, but there's a couple things on the front suspension that I need to measure out. I do want to make a change on the radius rod setup I have on this, so I'm going to need to get the front wheel off, take some measurements on that, and hopefully I'll be able to draw something up for a new design of the radius rod, just to give it a little bit more clearance on the tie rod. That way I can reduce the amount of bump steer that's currently in this setup. And if all goes well, I'll be able to get a MIG welder over here too and get the cage welded in. Oh shit, I gotta get my TIG refilled also. I can't forget to do that on Saturday because it's the only day they're open, like Saturday until like 11 a.m. or something, so gotta make sure to get that filled up too. Now I can mark some more stuff off this list finally. Rods, we have those. They should be here tomorrow or Friday. Oil pressure sensor, have one of those ordered up. ARP studs, that's good. Crank bolt, that's good. Starter, alternator, okay, that stuff needs to be wired. Oh yeah, starter right there. Starter's off the list. All right. Getting smaller and smaller. So yeah, there we have it. We are making progress, moving along on the build just fine. You know, obviously we still have a lot of stuff on here and a lot of money to spend, so buy some merch and help me finish this car. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, there's so much shit to get done still. But yeah, it's pretty late today already, so I'm probably gonna do a little bit more work on the car tonight. Just a bunch of non-entertaining or even content-worthy stuff like wire wheeling, sound deadening, and shit like that. So that's going to be it for this one. So like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, follow the build along, you know, head on over, pick up some merch, support the channel, support the build, and until the next one, I'll catch you guys later.